With over 580 million job seekers, Indeed is the #1 job site in the world, and they're looking to a digital workforce to speed up the hiring process.
Yeah.
Let's learn how Agentforce is helping them do just that. I'm Kerry Chow, joined by Kwa Lee, VP of Product Management at Salesforce for Service Cloud, and Linda West, VP of Business Systems at Indeed. Kwa, we're going to start with you. You're constantly talking to business leaders like Linda.
Yes.
What are the biggest priorities that you're hearing from customers, and what is Service Cloud doing to address those issues?
Look, I think right now our customers are at a transformational period, right? They're at this really major point. They're being asked to do more with less, right? The expectations are extremely high from our customers as well, as we're seeing this transformation in technology. So this is a period that requires kind of a reimagination of the tools and technologies that are available to help our customers scale and deliver the experiences that end customers demand overall, right? And this is where AI agents come into play. AI agents to automate these simpler conversations and transactions. And that creates capacity for customer service reps and other workers to be able to take on more challenging tasks, right? To be able to connect and do more human things, build that empathy and connect, right? And ultimately, right, that's going to transform customer service. And Service Cloud and Agentforce combined is a solution that is built to help our customers scale, right? Whether it be self-service, whether it be assisted service or field service, all coming together. And all this is built on top of the trusted Salesforce platform, combining the agentics, the unified understanding of the customer 360, as well as data on a trusted layer of automation.
Linda, you just heard Kwa talking with customers. Luckily, we have the customer point of view here. First of all, this is going to seem like a rhetorical question, but briefly tell our viewers about what Indeed does, but more importantly, like, what were the operational challenges y'all were facing that you wanted to address?
Yeah, our mission at Indeed is very simple. It's to help people get jobs. What that means for us is connecting the over 600 million job seekers with the 3.5 million employers on our platform and making connections, helping those job seekers find the right opportunity quickly and efficiently, and helping employers seek talent that's going to help them grow their business. And when we think about that problem, we want it to be very fast and efficient. We want those connections to be made fast, efficient, and part of doing that is supporting our customers along the journey of getting a job or finding talent. So our customer success team plays a vital role in making that fast and efficient. And where Agentforce comes in and our use of the Agentforce platform is really in supplementing that process and ensuring that our customer success team is augmented with all of the technology, tools, AI insights that are going to make that process fast, efficient, in service of that one mission, which is to help people get jobs.
I love that, and obviously we're early into our Agentforce journey at Indeed, but how has Agentforce and Salesforce's AI helped you address like the challenges you just mentioned so far?
Yeah, so the way that we are thinking about it today is we look at the job that our customer support team members do, and we break that up into things that we think an agent might do faster in service of our customers and the mission that we have. So things like getting an account set up on the system. We can have an agent interact directly with a customer and do that really fast, efficiently, instead of having a human on the line doing that. And it actually might take a little longer with a human doing that. And it's a routine task that happens over and over and over again. And the experience can be facilitated, improved, and sped up with the help of agents. And so we look at those things like what can we have agents do instead of humans? And then on the other side, for those things that we are sure need that more complex, nuanced intervention, customer communications, connection, solving really complex problems, how do we speed that up for the customer success rep? How do we enable that person with the right data, the right insights, so that their day is more efficient, they're more powerful as individuals, and they can achieve more in their day. They can help more customers, they can have more conversations, and they can solve more problems for our customers. And again, back to our mission, speeding up the process of actually making connections between job seekers and employers.
I love that, and I'm curious about what feedback you've heard. This is kind of a two-part question. Feedback from both the employee side,
Yeah.
right? Because you're talking about those efficiencies,
Yeah.
but also on the customer side and what they've been experiencing thus far.
Yeah, and I think it's really similar, and it's actually a two-part answer, and two things are happening simultaneously. On the one side, there's a ton of enthusiasm. There's enthusiasm for the possibilities of what could be, right? What this represents in terms of efficiency, what this represents in terms of the power of an individual human doing their job, and what that could mean for them in their day-to-day. So there's tons of enthusiasm. But on the other side, this represents change. This represents a lot of evolution in how customer success representatives might operate in the day. And so there's some fear associated with that. And there's also a strain of, of the unknown, like fear of the unknown. So I think for us, it's really important to sort of address both of those things and say, yes, we're going to clarify the vision of how we're going to go about doing this and be very transparent in our objectives and bring all of those people along with us with tons of enablement, tons of input, transparency around our processes and how we're going about this, so that at the end of the day, we have a team of human agents who are working hand in hand, side by side with agents. And that's going to be unavoidable. That's both powerful from a business standpoint, but powerful for those individuals who are going to operate in those careers over the long term that are going to need to understand how to work with agents and going to need to understand that context. And so I think those two things are true at the same time, so it's important to recognize that and address them both simultaneously to really be successful at the end of the day.
Great points. And Kwa, I'm curious, I mean, you're always hearing feedback from customers, just like what Linda mentioned. And how are we incorporating that type of feedback into our product to improve our product? Like, essentially, like, what's the future of Service Cloud when it comes to this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the big pieces of feedback that I hear constantly is being able to pair the power of agentic AI, not just for automation, but working hand in hand with humans as well, right? So be having that automation, but the embedded in the flow of work capabilities as well. And ultimately, when I have these customer conversations, right, we're hearing, first of all, real results, right? We're seeing Wiley being able to improve their case resolution time by 40%, right? Data side with 50% deflection increases as well. And we've seen customers with up to 86% decrease in cost per case, right? That's remarkable. But ultimately, to your question, this is only possible because the desire for continuous improvement, customer conversations where we're working hand in hand together to identify what's working well, what's not working well, and then put our teams, our Agentforce teams, our Service Cloud teams hard at work. So I'm just looking forward to continuing our partnership to make sure that we continue this revolution.
Absolutely.
I love that. And you know, Linda, you just heard some of those results from other organizations, but when it comes to AI, what does success look like for Indeed?
Yeah, there's three parts to it. The first two are probably not very surprising and things that you probably hear from other customers. Number one is productivity. We're looking to make sure that the human reps that we have are more productive, more efficient, and can do more with their day. They can cover a larger book size. They can have more customer conversations that are more proactive. So productivity is number one. Number two is top-line revenue growth. Of course, we want to grow revenue with the support of agents and agentic solutions. The third is, I think, maybe less commonly talked about, which is, at the end of the day, what is this all for, right? Like, when you step back and look at what we're trying to accelerate, yes, we're trying to accelerate productivity and we're trying to accelerate revenue growth, but we're also trying to make work better for those people. We want the quality of that job and that life that they live to be better because, humans are not meant to sit at a desk all day long and point and click and log and context switch all day long. That's what we're asked to do in modern work. And I think this represents an opportunity for us to be very intentional about how does this evolve the way that we work and the way that we think about what is a priority. So the more we can enable a better job for a CS rep that is more about connection and engagement with customers and about the things that really bring people joy in their jobs and their life, that's success. So I think that's the third dimension of success that we look at.
I love that. In one sentence, Linda, Indeed is a trailblazer when it comes to AI efficiency, but in one sentence, what advice would you give to companies who are interested in exploring AI, but not quite sure yet?
Yeah, simple, just do it. Just do it. It's not going anywhere, it's not going away. Jump in. It's easier than you think to get started.
I love it. Thank you, Linda, so much for joining us here at the desk and providing your insights and outlining the impact of Agentforce. For more on how to prepare your service team for digital labor, you can scan the QR code on your screen or visit sfdc.co/prepare for digital labor for a guide to successfully launch Agentforce.